Welcome to the Montana vlog. It's me, Jericho, your host.
So I'm paying Jericho a lot of money just to come and vlog the trip, basically.
Not a lot.
Hey, we're going to Montana. We're shooting like a wedding music video kind of thing. About a 5-day trip, so it's kind of a long trip. But yeah, we're bringing Sedona with us. We're going to Prairie, Montana. It's gonna be gorgeous. But first, we need coffee.
Coffee. So Cam forgot the camera, so we're back at the start. Sedona's ready to drive. Good girl. Yep. This is what I'm working with, guys. So this is difficult.
Hey! You just rub yourself in shit. Oh, God. She did.
Oh, that's gross.
All right, guys, so we're just gonna test the R6 versus the R5's dynamic range. I'm just shooting at f/22 at 50th of a second, ISO 400. Currently, this only shoots IPB. On the R5, I guess we'll shoot IPB on there too, just to keep it consistent, but I really just want to test out the dynamic range differences on here. The menu systems in here are a little bit different. The R6 only shoots IPB, standard 4K. For the R5, I will put it into, I'll just keep it as standard. I'll try to match it up as best I can, so IPB and everything. We're at f/22 at 1/50th of a shutter, ISO 400. So I'm just going to roll this. The R5 does have 4K HQ, which is downsampled 8K, but the camera does overheat in that mode. And so the standard 4K, we had zero problems with it overheating when you're shooting at 24 frames per second. But as you can see, the R6 standard 4K looks way sharper than the R5's. I even threw on some like really heavy sharpening on the R5 and it still doesn't hold up to the R6's sharpness. You guys can see we have a lot going on. Brought my dog, she already rolled in shit. So now we gotta drive the rest of the way with her smelling like that. So let me try to show you guys real quick. So I don't know if you guys can see it out here right now. You can see this is the R6. We have 3 4K options and then 4 full HD options, and they're all IPB. On the R5, we have a lot more other options. You have all these 4K options and then all your frame rates and then IPB and all I. And then when you go to the 8K up here, you have the raw option that opens up. There's rumored a firmware that's supposed to come out that will give us raw light and 4K. It's probably gonna be a cropped, so we'll see what happens with there. And there's also supposed to be all light coming to the R6. I personally shoot an IPB. It kind of runs like dog shit on my computer, but it saves a lot of space on your memory card. Especially with the R5, you have to use the CF Express cards, and they're really expensive, so I'd rather not invest another $1,000 in more cards. So Jericho has the
Sony A65. It's a fine camera. It's not great. But.
So this is the first time that he's touching the R5. This is the first time touching the R6. To me, the R6 feels lighter and kind of like more plasticky, I guess. And then the R5 feels a little bit more robust, but Jericho...
I don't know. I don't enjoy, maybe I'll get used to it later, but like I don't enjoy how plasticky it feels compared to the Sony's.
I had the Sony A7R4, and that personally to me felt like it was gonna easily break.
Interesting. I use the A7R3 most often at my job.
Those felt really brittle to me.
Really?
Compared to this. This feels almost like a DSLR, but still more modern and compact.
Yeah, it does feel like a DSLR, but I don't know, it feels really plastic. I'm sure
is it the texture or is it the weight?
It might be the texture, honestly, because the plastic just feels like plastic.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Sonys are cold.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're made of. I'm not playing.
The autofocus compared to what I'm currently using is about 2 times as fast. So I knew it was gonna be faster. I didn't know it was gonna be that much faster. That's crazy. You look like a celebrity trying not to be seen at a restaurant.
At a restaurant?
Yeah, with the hat and the glasses.
So on this, we're just testing the resolution and the photo modes. R5 and the R6, the clarity and the colors look exactly the same. You don't see a difference until you zoom in. I want more detail because when I go and do retouching, I want more detail on the skin because that way I can keep that skin texture there. And on the R6, from the comparisons I've seen so far, the skin kind of gets, it softens up a little bit, which is fine. If you're doing further away, like fashion work, actual fashion work, not half naked models next to a window or on a bed. When you're doing work like that and the model's kind of far off, you want to be able to have sharpness on the model so she separates from the rest of the details in the photo. So if you're just posting to social media, the R6 is totally fine for that. But once you start wanting to print that in store ads or anything on that kind of level, or cropping in for social media use or anything like that, you start losing resolution like instantly because it's 20 megapixels. For most people though, that's not important because I think most people are just doing social media usage. So the R6 is totally fine for that. I personally like doing a lot of hardcore crops and creative crops. So I try to get a little bit more distance and get more negative space around my subject. It's just kind of a good habit to learn because when you're doing commercial work too, they need that negative space for branding.
From the perspective of somebody who doesn't do fashion shoots, I mainly post on social media. I also do like weird creative edits where I'll be like adding special effects editing and stuff like that. The resolution is good for compositing in Photoshop and stuff like that. Other than that, yeah, lower resolution is fine. I shoot with a 24 megapixel and it works great. It's not that much better if I'm not doing any crazy editing or compositing or large printing.
The R6 and the R5's detail looks 1,000 times better than your standard DSLR, and they look pretty much exactly the same when they're both zoomed out. It's kind of weird how good the R6 looks, actually.
Yeah, they did a weird job. Like, they're matched really well.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing there, but the clarity is insane on the new sensors on either one.
Hello. It is the morning. It is 6 a.m. We are in Salt Lake City. We had to stop here last night because we weren't going as fast. No, that's not it. What's up, guys? It is 6 a.m. We're in Salt Lake City, taking off to Montana. Not much happened last night. That's interesting. I'm just keeping you up to date. We're in Idaho.
Idaho! Hey!
Idaho.
And, yeah, so that ain't going in at all.
That's a great update, Kim. We're in Yellowstone, on our way.
Wait! Have to poop.
All right, that's it.
That's crazy.
This is gross.
Don't break my jacket. No, no.
Okay. Update, we made it to the resort that we're filming the music video / wedding at, and it is beautiful. They left a little dog bowl for Sedona with some treats, which was really cute. Update for the R5 build. It is made out of a magnesium alloy, which is why it's so light. But it says it's extremely structurally sound, so that's good to know. We just shot some stuff with the R6 and the R5. So we've noticed, I haven't looked at the R5 footage, but the R6 footage that I shot with, the face tracking focus would grab, it was like getting distracted. It's like it had ADHD. It would grab somebody in the background randomly and then jump back and forth between
like
people.
Hunting, it's indecisive.
Yeah, it doesn't stick on a face, which you can tap, and it'll stay when you tap to have it put on a face. But a lot of the times, at least with how I shoot, I'm shooting a moment, so I don't want to tap the screen halfway through that to make sure it doesn't.
But I took the R6 for a shot towards the end. I was still tapping, and it would still jump from face to face. You didn't shoot the R5 tonight, right? Okay, so I was shooting with the R5. I had the ZCam. This is the ZCam. This is it kind of built down. I was using this, but I was having to jump back between my R5 and this. I eventually just put this down, and I just used the R5. The footage we were shooting tonight is not like super important footage. The R5's focus tracking was like locking on, and once you clicked, it would stay on. But again, I picked up the R6 and it would kind of bounce. I think that's a good term for it, bounce. It would bounce around between different subjects. Even when I did click, it would still kind of like do its own thing a little bit.
It's kind of sad though, because I feel like it's just as good as grabbing it. But it's just the bouncing that's bad.
Yeah, I feel like the photos was fine.
Photos were great.
Yeah, I only shot a few photos with it, but it felt better it felt more decisive than the video did.
Well, you're kind of selecting with each press of the focus, and then it kind of sticks.
Yeah.
Better.
And now that we shot with it a little bit more, I will say the R6 feels a little bit more, I guess, dinky. It still feels pretty good, but it's still, I think it's lighter. Granted, my R5 has a battery grip on it, but I've shot with it without a battery grip, and it still feels a little bit more robust than the R6 does. Guys, Jericho's feet always stink.
Where'd that come from?
We shared a room in the campaign we shot on Joshua Tree, and our room smelled so bad. It was both of us.
It was 110 degrees.
It was both of us. You can see the tops on here. So this is actually easier to do, but it kind of feels, it just reminds me of like all the old like cheap cameras I used to have, which there's nothing wrong with that. It gets the job done. This, when you switch to video mode, we don't have a battery in it right now, but you click mode and then info, and then you have all your video modes. Yeah, on the screen up here. Just being able to look at the screen to do everything is a lot better. The screens look just as nice to each other.
They're the same.
The viewfinder seems tinier in this, I think.
I haven't tried.
You'll have to try the R5 a little bit tomorrow. Out here in Montana, I'm shooting in 60p, zero overheating issues at all. Granted, it's 30, 40 degrees outside.
It's like 40 today.
Yeah, maybe 50, I don't know. But I had zero issues with it. I'm gonna check the rest of this whiskey in it. We're gonna go work.
Hello, today's the wedding.
All right, y'all, look douchey with my glasses on, but tomorrow we wake up at 4 a.m.
Tomorrow we wake up at 4 a.m. because we're gonna drive all the way home in one go.
We had the ZCam, and that thing's just solid. There's zero issues with it.
Even after I ran it over.
So I ran up to get a shot, and in my head I was like, someone's gonna run over this. I bet Jericho's gonna run over it. I walk over, and he's dusting it off because there's literally mud all over the monitor. And then the back of the NPF battery on the monitor got dented in the corner, and the lens focus ring got chipped. But there was zero issues with the ZCam. The monitor, I'm not sure there's issues with it, or if my gloves or something were messing up. So the monitor might get worse. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's fine. I think the monitor is fine.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I think it's fine.
But I do have a small rig cage on there, so that helped a lot too.
You kept saying that the low light performance on the R6 would be better. Mm-hmm. Did you notice any of that?
Well, we haven't really looked at the files yet.
Yeah, that's true. We should look at the files. But just from shooting, they seemed pretty equal.
Yeah, from the back of the camera, I wasn't too scared about pushing. I've shot photos on the R5 at 10,000 ISO, and they're usable.
That blew me away because I'm not used to that. Even shooting with Sony, it's still not that good.
Yeah.
At least with the camera I have with regard.
If your budget only allows you for the R6, you're gonna be totally fine.
Oh, it's a great camera. It's really good.
I don't like that the video options are kind of limited, but I'm sure they'll fix that eventually. But after shooting this, I am interested in the C70. Just because the autofocus, all RF lenses, I could get rid of my ZCam bag, and I could just get a large bag and just do one set of lenses. But then the hard part is we sometimes have to switch the lenses out and stuff. So maybe that's not.
So you might have to get duplicates, which that's no fun.
That makes the whole thing redundant. So.
You're gonna buy a C70 because you want one. I know that.
I gotta test it first. We'll see.
And this is the film.
I barely shot film.
We barely shot any film, but
film for me is like my creative outlet right now. So.
Sure. Okay, so update. Neither of us could sleep, so we're gonna just leave now. 11 p.m. Positives to this. We're gonna get home earlier. Negatives, my sleep schedule is gonna be fucked up. But I do feel like I kind of tricked my brain into thinking I just slept.
Yeah. That's why I just looked in the mirror. I was like, I look a lot more rested than I did an hour ago.
That was like an hour of half sleep.
Yeah. Also, the road conditions are really bad right now. So if we wait till 4, roads will probably be icy and snowy. Yeah. Right now, it's just starting to get icy and snowy.
If we crash and die, I'm sorry, Ashley. This is what it looks like right now. It's not bad. It's not a blizzard, Cam. It's snowing. I've been in snow
every year of my life, but
in Ukaipa, it's like 90 degrees and snowing. Cam, what did you do to us?
We were doing good, and then the roads got worse, and then I got terrified. Now we're in a parking lot sleeping. It took us 2 hours to get somewhere that should have took like 25 minutes to get to. Jericho swears he could drive in these conditions, but even just going around town, going 15 miles per hour, the car was slipping, so.
But slipping ain't dying, it's fine.
So he wants to go through canyons and mountains that he's never been on in the middle of the night while conditions
Well,
are
I'm
bad.
very okay with this option too, so.
Yeah, now we just get to sleep. And I got my dog keeping me warm. Even Sedona was pretty stressed on that drive.
Well, yeah, she feeds off your energy, and your energy was very bad.
My ribs are hurting from the stress.
It was pretty stressful. I was trying to stay really calm.
Oh, all of a sudden he's gonna start
It's
admitting it.
it's fine, but like
Once we got through town, he's like, yeah, I'm kind of losing hope. Don't let him fool y'all.
the snow got a lot thicker, so. Anyway, Ashley, if I die, I'm sorry.
Again. We just woke up from sleeping. We got a good, maybe like 20 minutes of sleep over a period of 5 hours. The roads are worse.
No, they're not. They got plowed.
The surface of the roads are very icy,
But they got
but it's not pitch black, and there's not snow just blowing straight to her face, and it looks like you're going light speed, and my brain's not going crazy, my eyes aren't crossing.
Yeah, neither of us are good at planning.
Point is, we need a producer on shoots like this.
Seriously.
Because we're just the artists.
Yeah, man. I don't worry about stuff like road conditions. I worry about things like photo condition.
I've been contemplating moving to Montana, and everyone up here is like, the snow's not that bad, you'll be fine. Well, the snow. There's no way.